Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, God. I'm just hearing these perps saying whatever they can to try to make me identify with how I'm being manipulated in disturbing ways. And they say things like, you're gonna be the feast one. Because I was like, whatever torture I'm gonna go through. Oh my gosh, thank you, God, that I didn't have to live the life of this trash. Right? They do these things where they manipulate your brain and then tell you how you're gonna be tortured. That's the tactics. Right? Because they want you to identify with this manipulated perception of these babies. Your brain is altered, and they want you to not think that your brain is altered. They're nasty. And so for me, I put that in their faces. I don't even let them escape, huh? I don't let them escape. These videos I make, you think they enjoy hearing what they do every day and showing the consistency of what they do? That's why I need to be thankful. So first of all, let me just start with the beginning and say, thank you, God. Throughout this whole process of them manipulating me, tormenting me, I realized that there's a life worse than what I'm living, and it's the life of this trash. And they know that I put the reality in their faces. It's so nasty. It's funny how they try to make you see them like it's amazing to know that they look at you like, oh, the truth, you look at them for the trash. I think at this point they know that I see them for the dirt that they are. I think at this point it's just there's no escaping the way I perceive them. They know that I see them as the shit that they are, and the way they can manipulate my brain is gonna be disturbing. It's so nasty. I can't wait to show what this nastiness at this point before I'm stepping outside. Try to make me experience things. You hear the nose campaign, typical things they do to try to make me accepting of this manipulation. This ecosystem created around you to try to gaslight you to accept this thing is as obvious as this. And I'm glad they do that while I'm making these videos. Because I go back and listen to like what I'm saying and hearing this noise campaign, this honking that you just heard was done because not too long ago they did these things, which I'm gonna show. Tag individual, understand this. If you get anything from my videos, know one thing. If you're dealing with this voice to skull, synthetic telepathy, and you are being, you feel that your brain is being altered and you know that, do not identify with that. What they're making you experience is purposely experienced for the degradation purpose of it. As a target individual, if you deal with V2K or synthetic telepathy, at that point, at least for a lot of us, your brain is being manipulated. For me, it's extremely obvious. And then you can hear the extreme obviousness of these perps try to gaslight you. They do these things systematically, and then they want you to identify with these things. They say these things in a way that's scripted because they want you, once you get manipulated, to think that you should feel guilty for the manipulation you are forced to experience. Basically, they want you to not think that you're being manipulated, but that's your perception. They're disgusting low life. So you can understand why some target individuals have ended up being violent. Because it's trash that clearly manipulating your brain or participating in your manipulation. You are aware of it, it's as obvious as it gets, and you have the weak, low life that they are. Try to gaslight you, this trash that you think they're dirt. I don't think they understand how you perceive them, because if they did, they'll know that, oh, I'm not somebody he's respecting. He thinks I'm shit. He knows that I'm doing that. He knows that I'm participating in that. He knows that whatever I say at this point is just try to make it sound like not manipulating the brain or not participating in manipulating the brain in these disgusting ways. So for me, when I see them, there is a lot going on. And they know that. When I see them and they do that, try to gaslight me in person, it is a dangerous game at this point. It's not being threatening. But if they don't understand that, it's going to be a problem. And I think we're getting to the point where we're on the same page, at least there. At least there, we're on the same page. I was in the office, working at this place. What gets me the best in this, the way I see this slow life, because for example, right now, I'm in this apartment. I live around very childish people that you easily don't respect because they're childish. You hear them being just childlike. You don't respect them in real life. They won't influence you much. You know that they haven't accomplished much in their life. Perhaps this is the only accomplishment they've been involved in, and it's not a good accomplishment. It's disgusting things. So they don't have a lot in their life. They don't have much. What they're doing to you is perhaps the most, and that's disgusting. But there are people that gaslight you, who have accomplished way more, who you would see them in a respectable way. Matter of fact, these people are the most entitled out of everybody. Now, these clowns, you see dirt, you see them, it equates. The entitled trash in the office where I work is something else. I'm working for an organization that would benefit the most from involving themselves in a program that is using human subjects to develop technology that consists of controlling the mind and the brain, the mind and the body. In every way, you see them for the opportunities low life that they are, but at the same time, they want to enjoy these opportunities, these benefits, without getting any other responsibility. So what they do is they start manipulating your brain in these disgusting ways, try to gaslight you, and make themselves pretending like they're doing it for the protection of children, of women, and this and that, when the truth is they know what this is about. They're just the opportunists that they want to enjoy and get the benefit that they get. It is disgusting. It is disturbing. They detest when you don't identify with this. That's disgusting manipulation, and you really recognize the gaslighting for what they are. Matter of fact, with me, this entitled trash at the office are worse than these retards here. This entitled trash in the office don't understand that you would even want to kill them or harm them. Now, I'm not a killer. Perhaps that's why. I'm not somebody who wants to be harmful to people. But just because I don't want to do that, doesn't mean they don't deserve that. To understand how entitled they are, to think that you look at them in a respectable when you see them for the true shit that will get theirs. I am honored that I'm dragging this slow life to a hell that they deserve to end up. I've dragged people who are even executive, who have failed the PSYOP magnificently, like magically. The people who destroyed me, I respect them more now than ever. Because I know that they put me in this program, they knew they was going to destroy my life, and they're going to do these disgusting things to me. And these people obviously put me there because race was an aspect of it. Today, I'm currently working for this company who is very known for this diversified workforce. There's people of all races, all genders, and it's really diverse in that sense. But opportunities doesn't have any race or gender. It's opportunist. Still, at the end of the day, get benefits, and it's about profits. And the PSYOP and the facade they're presenting has been destroyed by the people who actually put me in this program, who are clearly about one thing and obvious. I think they hired me thinking that they could negate the obviousness of who destroyed my life and how conservative they were. So now I end up in this place. They want to be super diversified. They want to show how very welcoming of black people they are. They have black employees of all races. Like, so what? You think I don't know that black people can be compromised? What? I don't subscribe to this race ways of trying to present themselves. Trash can come in all shape and form and races. This trash I compromised low life, they will get there. It's nasty trash. I'm glad that the people who destroy my life has shown the influence even more and actually end up being right. These people are fucking phonies. The reason why they do this manipulation is so then they're like, oh my gosh, now they've been doing this thing since August 19, 2019. What I'm going to show today is something you've seen many times. It's so disturbing. Make me imagine some disgusting things toward a child in bathing suit. You'll see. But what disgusts me is then they try to find ways to vilify you. This trash involved in a program that is torturing children and women, raping them. For example, for me, they've been using these people in this program, you will hear target individuals from all around the world, coming all races, all genders, all ages. It is disgusting. There is a lot of women who have clearly testified and addressed in details the horror torture they deal with. Guess what is one of the top torture or breakdown a lot of them have mentioned? Rape is super common in this program. They are raping women, destroying them sexually, harming them sexually, and is commonly used as a breakdown tactic. The perps that are involved in the program, in this program, and are shown and creating this facade in front of me, have been showing themselves as these women protectors, avengers, and trash, like and avengers and protecting, acting like they are like some kind of Me Too kind of entity. Disgusting trash. And so when I was in the office, let me just start with that part, because then there's another aspect which is even more disgusting, which is where killing is that's when it started hitting you a little bit. They've been trying to act like we're doing this for these women. What you've done to Courtney, what you've done to Brittany. I've mentioned that name many times, those two names actually, Courtney and Brittany. And so we're doing it for her, we're doing it for this. Matter of fact, with Courtney, has gone as far as even trying to make me believe that I had a child with her. I go to the office. These people really try to make me acceptive of the stories they've come up with. These fictional, imaginative story, and make themselves angry as if they are really avenging Courtney or Brittany and I truly have this fictional child. Disgusting trash. Now, the biggest mistake I've made earlier on is not knowing who I was talking to, because initially they were like, we're doing it for Courtney, you did this and that, and we'll have this back and forth, not understanding who was interacting with me and what they would do and what they were doing to women and what they are doing to women. The foulness and the darings they do to women is disgusting. I was interacting with people involved in a program that is raping women, torturing them, and destroying them. Cowardness at a majestic level that is so disgusting. That is the biggest mistake I've made. Of course, there's other mistake, but that try to interact with people in regard of like what happened with me and Courtney, what went there, was that in the wrong there. Talking to people who currently, at the same time I was talking to them, were involved in a program that is killing so many women and destroying them while raping them and breaking them down using rape. But this fucker, this opportunist, wanted me to see them in this fashion. Today, they still have the audacity to want me to look at them as if they're avenging Courtney. Now, one thing I don't want to forget is to pray that Courtney, this woman that they're acting like they're pretending that like they're doing it for, will never be put in this program, because you clearly hear what they do to children and women. There is a lot of women, and Courtney has children. None of them are mine. And I know that they will destroy her life and her family, her children. You know how I know that? Because there's women who are being raped and tortured and tormented while also having children. But all of a sudden, this opportunist slow life will gain this in program that does these horrible things in this cowardly way to women. Do these things to women. But somehow, I'm supposed to let them go into this fantasized reality that they are going to make me pay for what happened between me and Courtney while being involved in a program that is destroying the life of so many women. This low-life opportunist shit deserves to die. It is so disgusting. And they will walk around that was rape. You know that you are involved in a program that is out here raping women, and you clearly are aware and conscious of it, and you know that this is happening globally and these atrocities, you think that I'm going to let you speak about me and Courtney and whatever happened there while you're involved in a program where rape is commonly utilized as a breakdown tool to kill, torment women. You are delusional shit. You're an opportunist low life, because if that was rape, what is that that you do to women? You're cruel to women too. And cruel meaning you rape them. But you think I'm going to let you escape and use Courtney, a woman that you don't care about, and you will destroy in a heartbeat? You know I made the mistake of this. To even interact with them. Trash involved in a program that use rape commonly to torture men, women, children are sexually tortured too, by the way. But we'll get to that point after. I'm clearly hearing women all around the world. Not only rape is one of many tools, many aspects of the torture, of the breakdown. It's worse than just rape. Because they don't only rape them, they destroy their life, their financial, their health, their sanity, and obviously their body. More than just sexual, by the way. But this trash, as entitled as they are, think that because you are you, that changes that. And you want me to speak about Courtney? You don't give a F about Courtney. And you deserve to fucking die. I was looking at them and they're like, I was listening to the testimonies and I could see them talking. It's like, yeah, I don't care. He wants, not even he wants. They were looking at me, it's like, I want. Basically thinking that, oh, me, I want them to get to their heart, a good heart, and listen to these women. And they're like, no, I want. I'm so fanatical. I'm so daring. I want to do it for she needs justice. Courtney needs justice. Trash us. They are delusional. It's like, no, trash. You, just like this trash equates to this dirt, you equate to this torture of this woman. You know why? Because you're involved in that, you opportunist low life. And I mean that you deserve to fucking die for this. And they try to look at me. It's like, what? How many women try to say, you trash us? You're destroying the life. Courtney's life is not destroyed. She's living her life. And I doubt that done anything to her, close to even destroying her life. How many lives are here of women are being destroyed right now? You're aware of that. I don't let you live your fantasy. Daring? You dare to be involved in a program that rapes women and then act like you're doing this for a woman that you don't give a damn about? To the point that you now have made me a father. Listen, I made this not even this mistake. This is how I gradually understood that these people were off. They would say, no, Courtney did this, he raped her, and I was like, okay, well, if she's alive, if she's around, which she is, why are you speaking for her? Where is she? Listen, my interaction with me and her at that time was maybe 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago. I was still in college. So I almost tried to look for her. I remember, okay, I used to live there. She was my neighbor. She lived there. I found the building. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to call this building place. I said, hey, do you know somebody called Courtney? So I realized I will never find her. Because I interacted with her maybe three times in my life. I don't have her number. I don't have, all of that. Like, I changed phone, but my number didn't change till 2020. So I don't have the numbers on my old phone, even though my number didn't change. My number didn't change at all till 2020 when I couldn't afford to have 2 lines. I was never going to be able to find her. But I remember they were just messing with me. It's like, oh, look for her, find her. It's like, because they knew I couldn't find her. I was looking, going through the building, trying to find her, and they just messed with me just to try kind of drain me out. Find out that there's no points to try. I will never find her. I could never find her. Later on, I moved to this place here in this part of New York City. This is a place where they tell me they're going to have children pretending that they're getting raped by me. Matter of fact, they're even saying as far as some of them are going to say that we've been dating a teenager, underage, right? They know that they can't even come near me because if they come near me, try to play the lovers, it's going to be bad. I'll probably slap the crap out of one of these children, most likely. If not, that is going to be bad. So they don't even come near me. But they're going to frame me in this fashion. They tell me they're going to frame me. The people here tell me they're going to frame me. When I moved here, frame me with children, by the way. Matter of fact, let me just say, they're even saying that there's something they're going to do where they're going to have a child who is pregnant and act like the child that's pregnant, the child that she's having, this child, is my child. They're going to frame me this way. That's what they're saying today. Matter of fact, they even go further that they say also we're going to implant kiddie porn on my computer. And before I go to that point, let me just go back to somewhere else. I'm in the office. I moved here, maybe at this point in 2022, to this new apartment. I moved here. People here become even more creative. Stories can become created in other fashions. They come here, it's like, oh, you have a child, he's like 8 years old. That's what they were saying at the time. 8 years old, some age like that. I don't know what age they were saying. Something like that. It's 8 years old, right? Doing the math, okay, when I was with her. So equating to 8 or something like that. It's like, yeah, he's 8 years old. It's like trash. All of a sudden, and throughout that, before I moved there, they weren't talking about this fictional kid before. I think when I moved here, perhaps became a little bit more creative. Okay, let's just try to kind of spice it, increase the storylines. Let's just not make him look like he has a child with corny. Throughout my time when I was living in a different place, they didn't bring that up. I come here, that's when perps sometimes come out with the new story. You know why they do that? Because at this point, more testimonials of what they do to women is more and more brought up. So they want to be more creative in vilifying you. Oh, how creative? I have a child with this corny now. All of a sudden, when I came here. Not mentioning anything when I was there. I come here, the people here who tell me that they're going to use their children to frame me, also then tell me that I have a child with corny. And they're going to frame me, they're going to dare to frame me with a child here. These clowns. Of course, I know it's false. It's not real. It's fictional. I don't have a child with corny. I'll never have a child with corny. You are just creating stories just like you're making me looking like I'm being with a child right now. You're framing me with a child. And you know how in character they are? I was in the office with somebody. He was like, we baited you. No, you didn't bait me. You framed me. And to stay in character. Because they don't want to be like, no, we're framing you as a child, right? Because they want to still present them. That's why I'm saying this entitled law. I think you got to accept them because the way they present themselves. I don't understand. Like the logic. I don't know how these people are wired in life. Where they feel comfortable, like, I'm going to start making that thing and looking at you. It's like, we baited you. It's like, trash. You are framing me with children, you low life. You're not going to benefit this with just living your fantasized reality. You're going to take full responsibility. You're framing me with a child. This child will not come near me because they know that child will probably be in trouble. Then they want you like, no, but you have a child with corny. Trash. You're a fucking low life. 2 seconds ago, you're out here telling me I'm being baited by a child. That's not baiting me. That's actually framing me. Matter of fact, you even tell me that you're going to dare to implant child porn. I was in the office, coming back from the office, in the train. I hear a fucking low life. I don't even know if it was a low. I think it actually was a child saying, you like kiddie porn. You've heard this bill called End National Defense Network Abuse Act. If you heard me say that, you know what this bill was about. In 2019, this bill was introduced. What's this bill about? The Department of Defense have consistently ranked in a top tier network for child pornography trafficking. In 2018, the Child Protective Service was ranking the DoD as a top tier network, computer network for trafficking some of the most child porn in the United States of America. They were ranked 19th out of close to 3,000 network in the United States for trafficking child porn. They tried to negate that. It's amazing. The bill number is S1413, introduced in 2019. It was a bipartisan bill where Republican and Democrat work together to introduce this bill because it's embarrassing and shameful to know that entities like DoD have so much issue with that child porn issue that they use DoD computers and network to traffic and share child porn. So you have this trash actually working for government, because we all know this technology is not coming from some next door retards or some organization that you work. We know the Department of Defense has been working on this technology for decades. Decades. They use their resources to run this program. This trash around you, this ecosystem around you, that the honking that you heard, all of that, you think is coming from some people here just no. The DOD is running this. Now, how contracted this lowlife are, the buffer between the DOD and this lowlife, oh my gosh, I'm sure that the extent of that is majestic. Because this shit are nothings. But we all know the Department of Defense has a strong involvement in this. And this trash are just some retards, some nothings. And so that means that this lowlife are just bottom peaceful entities filled with issue with DOD employees that only sharing kiddie porn. And I hear this trash like, yeah, you like kiddie porn, not trash. You work for entities that like kiddie porn and do these nasty things to. If they like kiddie porn, you know they do things to children. What you can do to me, you can force me to have perception, stimulation, thought process of all nature. That's disgusting. Then you make yourself look like you're not the one working for governmental entities with kiddie porn issues, and obviously child porn issue, and obviously issue with pedophilia. Nasty low life. And this opportunity when I go to the office, acting is so disgusting. I didn't realize how obvious it was that these people obviously are benefiting from me being a test subject, a human test subject, till I went to the office and then we had a meeting, and I realized, like, that's so obvious. What this, I don't want to bring up the vertical, the vertical as in the industry, but you can imagine what industry in the world will benefit the most from using human subjects. What is the one industry that will benefit the most for using human subjects? I mean that the organization I work for are acquiring a clientele from that kind of vertical. Reading between the lines. It's magical that I ended up working, because this is not where I started my career. But conveniently enough, these people employ me while I'm obviously a test subject, a human test subject, where technology is doing things to my body and to my mind. My organs are being destroyed, and sometimes they're getting repaired from the destruction they made me experience. And so you understand that this opportunist low life, this cow low life, will be the most beneficial. Matter of fact, they will even pay. Perhaps this is why they pay me. To have the opportunity and the benefits to participate in a program where human subjects are being utilized. And so you see them, I'm in the office, I realize, oh my gosh, it's so obvious. I'm working in this organization where technology is really important, and also this vertical that will use human subject the most. It's like, this is the ideal, this is the perfect place that will take the most advantage of this. But at the same time, they try to act like, I remember coming back at the office and this woman comes just like mad, just shake her head. It's like, you think I respect you? I don't understand what they don't understand. Like, I think you're human shit that deserves to die. You shaking your head and looking at me means nothing to me. Kill your fucking self. Unfortunately, I cannot kill your trashy ass. You are a fucking low life, an opportunist low life. You know you're not protecting children. You're making me experience these things, so you act like you're protecting children and act like you're not doing this because you have the benefits that comes with using human subject, and then manipulate the brain to paint this narrative. And you will get chores. Then I'm in the office seeing this trash try to for corny, you low life trash. All these women out here dealing with all these atrocities. You think I think that you give a fuck about corny? And like, no, I don't care. It's like, I care. I care that you are an opportunist low life involved in a program that torture women and bring out corny, you fucking low life. You know how much it takes out of me to not want to do something to this shit? Then you have to come up with stories. Now I'm a father to you delusional shit. And I see these people walking away looking at me. It's like, motherfucker, don't even look at me, you piece of fucking shit. For all these women that have died in this program and being tortured. And you have the audacity to look at me, piece of shit. You know what you deserve. Excuse my language. But this is the anger that I feel. Now the manipulation. How? This morning, of course, I'm about to step out. They want to gaslight me to make me accept the manipulation. I see this child in bathing suit. You know what? Listen, I'm not perfect. What they've done is to transfer the way I perceive women when I want to perceive them in a sexual way to children. They start making me imagine the private part of this kid in a bathing suit. Try to first make me look at her the private part of this kid in a bathing suit. Then making me imagine the private part of a woman, but applied onto the child. This child is so disgusting. And then tell me how I'm gonna be feasted, tortured, and all that. You know why? That's the tactic. Listen, imagine I implant drugs in you. And like, oh my gosh, you see the drugs, like, oh, you're gonna get feasted, gonna tortured. They want you to start thinking, oh my gosh, it is my drug then. If I get feasted, when I get tortured, I will never think, oh, the way I perceived this child was natural. I was not being manipulated in these nasty pedophilia ways because low life like you, who work for governmental entities with kiddie porn issues, and my brain manipulating my brain these ways. And no, it's not matching. No, you're altering my brain to make me see these kids the way I perceive women sexually. This is the things they do. They try to bring some older. Oh, so disgusting. Oh, I don't even want. They are trying to make me look at the private part of this kid and try to make me imagine some sexual. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting to train the brain to start perceiving children in a sexual way. And let me just say this: I'm not perfect. I look at women sexually, and I can perceive women in sexual way. Do you see how they try to make me see children? They have been training my brain to start thinking about kids in these ways. Try to make me look at this kid's private parts so they can start making me imagine these things. I will never process these things in any way sexually if I see a child like that. It will be like, oh, okay. Now they just want me to look at the private parts so I can perceive this child that's like a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old in sexual ways. Try to make me have an imaginative thought of a child's private parts, but applying the private part of a woman, a grown woman in my brain. So nasty, so disgusting. Disgusting. This thing will never even enter my brain. I swear, I would look at this kid, like I couldn't even, he would never even, my brain will never even have the concept of the, but they've been training my brain this way. How? Because they transfer the way I think about women into children. Sometimes they just give me sensation, stimulation, like, oh, we mapped it to you as a child. Now they just, like, right now for this case, for this kid, they're just making me think of a woman, apply that into, and they try to make me look at the bathing, private part of it. I would even, you know, like, I would even process that a child has private part. They would be like, pfft. But because they've been training me in these ways, and they want me to identify with this, it's so disgusting. And stimulate me and have my thought process and combine the ways I will think a woman in a sexual way. If I'm, and it's not like when I'm really like thinking about a woman sexually, try to apply that to a child. Utilizing the perverse perception that I could have toward a woman to apply that to a child. Then use this trash to gaslight me. You're going to be feasted. You're going to be tortured. Like, whatever's going to happen to me, I will never identify with this nasty manipulation. Target individuals stay strong. And know that this low life will get theirs. You know, it's funny to be in the office and hear this man talk, oh, you're going to pray for it? It's like, pray what? You see what's been happening here? I'm telling you, some of the things I've seen happening while I was working there is miraculous. Target individuals stay strong and see this low life where they are.